Assalamu alaikum students, how are you? Fine, that's good. Now today we are going to discuss the story, short story, The Surgeon by Roald Dahl. You know, it's in your book at page number 88, 10th chapter. Now before I tell you something about short story and we will discuss this story, let us have this brief biographical sketch of the writer, which is given at page number 99. Roald Dahl, you know, he was born in 1916 and he died in 1990. A specialist in short stories of unexpected horror and macabre surprise, that is ghastly, grim, you know, alarming surprise. Roald Dahl is best known for his children's books. He was born in Llandaff, Wales, of Norwegian parents and was educated at Ripton, a boarding school for boys. The harsh treatment as a student at Ripton led him later to write short stories about cruelty and revenge. His children's books such as James at the Giant Peach, 1961, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, 1964, also display a taste for the grotesque, that is for the ugly, for unbeautiful something. Now as you know, first of all let me tell you, rather let me ask you, what do you mean by a short story? You know, a short story is a story which is short. It is, you know, less, it is you can say novella, less than a novella, and novel is, you know, the longest story, and then we have novella, here we have short story. So short story we have short, and bigger than this we have novella, and the biggest we have the novel. You are supposed to read actually a short story in one go. Usually you should make a habit of reading short stories. Not only this short story, you must have a habit of reading short stories. Get books and read, and everybody is, you know, fond of short stories. Everybody likes stories. Children mostly like stories. Now you here it is written in reading, read the story silently. I am not going to read the text for you word by word, line by line. You can do it yourself. We will have a discussion on the story. You know, there are certain elements of a short story, and 4 of the elements I have written here: setting, plot, theme, characterization. We call them elements of a short story. And what I have found is all these 4 elements are present in this story, that is the surgeon. Surgeon, you know, as doctor who performs operations. First of all we have setting. In setting we have where the story is taking place, the time, the atmosphere. When you read the story silently, you will come to know that the story is taking place in London, you know, in England, in a hospital called Radcliffe Infirmary in Oxford, in England. And so setting is in a hospital, the story starts in a hospital, and it ends also in later on in a hospital, and then it goes to this police station. And then this the main character introduced in the story in the beginning is Robert Sandy, and also a prince from Saudi Arabia. He had met with an accident, so atmosphere is somewhat, you know, grim, because sadness is there. So in setting you come to know about the place, about the time, about the atmosphere. So it is in the beginning. Then plot is very important for a story, you know. Plot is in a story, the plot is the soul of a story, you can say. It means the ups and downs, you know, bottlenecks, conflict. Conflict is very important in a paragraph, in this in a plot. Unless you have a conflict in a plot, you can't have a story. Bottlenecks, you have problem or problems which are solved later on. So in plot you have first of all what's called as exposition, the beginning, and then the story unfolds. You know, you have got rising action in which there is conflict, or there may be more than one conflict, there can be conflicts, and then you reach a certain point called climax, whereas readers, we ask ourselves what is going to happen now, but the writer knows what he has to do, and that's why he takes the story towards falling action, and all these bottlenecks, all these problems, all these conflicts, they get, problems get solved, and you come to the end, what is called as ending of the story. There is a term for it, denouement, D-E-N-O-U-E-M-E-N-T, denouement. So denouement is the ending, whereas readers we think, yes, this is a proper kind of ending the story can have, and sometimes we can have, you know, sad ending, sometimes we can have comic ending, and sometimes we can have open-ended ending where anything is possible, what might have happened we don't know. And then when we look at this story, there I will tell you story in brief. There is a doctor, Robert Sandy, he operates a princess, Saudi Arabian princess, who gives him a diamond as a gift. First of all he doesn't want to take, but finally he takes, and then he takes it to the goldsmith, who tells him that it is worth of millions of dollars, and then he is very excited. He gets the diamond to his home, he gets the diamond home and shows it to his wife. She too also gets very, you know, excited, and she is very happy, they are delighted. They think that they are going to now to give their children these flats, and then they will also go to different places, Turkey, etc., and Egypt, Baalbek, for a visit. And then they have to go to, on weekends they have to go to a place, they are going to there to spend a weekend there, they are invited there, and they decide to hide the diamond somewhere, and finally they hid it in a refrigerator, in a tray, this in ice tray, and they put the ice tray in the fridge, and thinking that nobody would see it there. But when they are there, when they come back, they find everything changed, they find everything in mess there. Things are broken, and the kitchen and all smashed things, and then they call the police. The police tells them that this is not the job of the professional thieves, there must be some hooligan, some riffraff, they must have done it. And meanwhile there is an operation going on in the hospital. Another doctor is operating there, young registrar called William Haddock, and with him there is a nurse also, and they take something from the intestine of a patient, and then when they examine it, the nurse tells him that it is a diamond. First of all the doctor doesn't agree, but later on when it cuts glass, they show it again to the same goldsmith whom this Robert Sandy had shown the diamond, and he tells them to wait, and in the meanwhile he phones Robert Sandy that if he by chance he has lost his diamond, he says yes, he has lost it, and he tells him to come there, and he goes there with police, and the police is questioning doctor and William Haddock and this nurse, but they tell him that no, that we are not thieves, but ultimately Robert Sandy tells them no, they are telling the truth, they are not thieves, and they have got this from the patient from the stomach of a patient. And then the nurse finally says that how did that patient swallow it actually. So she is told by Robert Sandy that he must have allowed himself the luxury of putting ice in his drink, then he got very drunk, then he swallowed a piece of half melted ice, that is diamond. This is story, this is a, that's why I have written here humor. So there is also humor in the story. When you read the story, especially in the end, it makes you laugh. Now so far as the theme of the story is concerned, one can read the message of humility, magnanimity, loyalty and integrity in the character of Robert Sandy. He is a different doctor who presents a loud and clear message to the world of doctors and other professionals to work with zeal and loyalty that certainly pays you beyond your expectations in the long run. That means he gets a diamond which he doesn't want to take. First of all, he refused to take anything from the apprentice, but finally when he insists, he gives him the diamond, and the diamond costs millions of dollars. He is in a way a Messiah, a savior, who is preferred by the royal people over the costly doctors who lack true ethics and the professionalism that the job demands. In the current scenario, the doctors charge too much, which is always beyond the reach of common masses. So for them, this example of Robert Sandy is there. We can also say that one more theme of the story is that we should not be careless about our precious and costly things. These things need to be kept at some safe place where they are not stolen easily. In the story, it is quite strange to see that the Sandys keep the diamond in a freezing tray in the refrigerator. They leave the house unattended and see the results. It is result later on. So that's very important. So we have theme, and then if we go to characterization, there are many characters. There is Dr. Haddock is there, nurse is there, that goldsmith is there, Robert Sandy is there. But Robert Sandy, is the man character here in this story, what you can call as he is the protagonist. Pratoganist, protagonist, central character here. So he is the man character of the story. He is a soft spoken man with great humility and empathy. He is highly skilled and committed surgeon. He is a simple man and loves to ride a bicycle. He goes to duty on his bicycle. To attend his duty, he has devoted his life to operate and heal his patients with utmost patience. Robert Sandy is a humorous and sober person with no inclination towards becoming famous and rich. This is evident from the text. If you read the text, here it is written, Robert Sandy, MAFCHIR FRCS, had been at the Radcliffe Infirmary in Oxford for 18 years. Unlike many of his colleagues, he did not hanker after fame and riches and was basically a simple man, utterly devoted to his profession. So you can get it from the text. So towards becoming famous and rich, he is a perfectionist and gives only the best possible care to his patients. He does not believe in receiving bribes, extra money or gifts from his patients. He feels happy to receive simple things like a bottle of beer from his patients as a gift. Robert Sandy gets excited to receive a gift from the prince of Saudi Arabia, whom he had operated and cured recently. He eagerly wants to show the diamond to an expert goldsmith and then to his wife, whom he loves very much. In a fit of humor, he tries to avoid letting the cost, and he doesn't tell her the actual cost of the diamond, and forces his wife to think it out and takes time to tell her the real worth of the diamond. This is very important. Robert Sandy's, when you are actually describing character, you follow what's called as pairs. It's an acronym. First of all, you can describe a character physically. So as you can say, Robert Sandy, he is very much energetic, young, and then he is a doctor, and then his qualification, etc. First you describe the person, then actions. For example, here just now we read here, he doesn't hanker after fame and riches. So it tells us about his actions. He doesn't take bribe, he doesn't take extra money, he doesn't take even fee from his patients because he's a government doctor. And then what sort of person he is, his inner, that actions, his behavior, the way he behaves with others, and this tells us about a person. And then I stands for intentions. What are his future intent? What is he going? What is going on in his mind? What is going on in his in his conscience? Is he trying to deceive others? Is he trying to save others? Is he trying to? This is other. He can apply it to other characters also. And then R stands for relationship with other characters. For example, Robert Sandy has the relationship with his wife, then with his children, then with other doctors, then with the goldsmith. And then S stands for speech. Here and there you can quote, you can say, for example, he says here like this. This shows that he is like, he is frightened, or he is happy, he is delighted, he is anxious, he is nervous, he is excited. So this is how you write a character. So it's very important. So here I told you that about Robert Sandy, that he soft spoken, he is soft spoken. So you can write here like this, soft spoken. Then here, he is full of humility. So you can write these points like this: humility. He has empathy for others. Empathy, when you are actually putting yourself in the shoes of that person who has got some problem. Highly skilled and committed surgeon, so good doctor. And then he is humorous, and he is no inclination towards becoming rich. And then he doesn't want to receive gifts. And then work ethics, I told you, work ethics. Work ethics. So what's work ethics? Ethics, has come something to do with morality. He loves to work. He loves his profession. His work ethics makes him a successful and most dedicated surgeon. As the royal people avoid costly hospitals and love to be operated by him. He is an admirable person, is loved by all, who never wants to see people in trouble. This is very important. So that's empathy. That is, he has, you got sympathetic attitude, as he quickly asks the inspector to release the doctor and the nurse and arrest the real thief, or the real culprit, you can say, because they were not actually the thieves. One more thing that we would learn from this story is that there are certain literary elements, just like we have in poetry literary devices or literary techniques. Here we have literary elements, or we have literary devices here. So literary devices are those devices which we use in prose. For example, first of all, humor is there. So this story is on one side. This is humorous also. If you read the story, you will laugh in the heart of hearts at many places, especially in the end, when the nurse says that how that person swallowed that, and she is told that he drank too much, and with that the diamond also got in his stomach. And then there is foreshadowing. Foreshadowing means just like foreshadowing is a literary device where there, when they go to to attend their party, so they are going to attend the party at weekend. They are thinking now where to hide this diamond, and they think that this is going to be, if we keep it somewhere, it is going to be stolen. So that kind of something is lurking in their mind, that this will be stolen, and finally it gets stolen. It is foreshadowing. That means beforehand they are saying something, and it actually happens in the story later on. And then we have dramatic irony. Dramatic irony means when the reader, or if it's a drama, so the person who sees the drama there, the reader knows something in the story, but the other characters there, they don't know it. For example, we as readers know that diamond which was got from the thief's this stomach actually was the diamond which belonged to Robert Sandy, but those other people did not know it. They are in the story. So we have here in this story, we have, first of all, I told you that there is setting what the beginning and in a main character and where the story is taking place, and then you have plot there. So there is conflict is there, and there is the conflict of losing the diamond, when the diamond gets lost, they become very, very anxious, very much worried. And then a time comes that when we as readers also want to know what happened to the diamond. And then when those thieves come there, already they had come there, and then they had drunk too much. And then when one of them is operated because he complains of pain in his stomach, and the doctor, that is the other surgeon, is able to get that diamond from his stomach, and then that diamond is taken to the gold, that goldsmith, that Harry, and then he phones this Robert Sandy, and then Robert Sandy, they go there, and finally the police questions them, and when the Robert Sandy tells them no, they are not thieves, and he gets back the diamond. So that problem gets solved, and they have the diamond. We also as readers become happy that they got what they had lost. And then I told you the theme. So one is that humility on the part of doctor, what kind of a doctor he is, dedicated, and also we should not leave things carelessly. And then characterization, you can also along with Robert Sandy, you can talk about his wife, you can talk about that other doctor, you can talk about the goldsmith. That's when you read the story silently, everything will be unfolded to you, because in the process you will know these characters when you read, but read it silently. And then I told you that there are some literary elements also. So in the literary element we have humor, so we have humorous situations are there, especially in the end, and we have foreshadowing there, and then we have the dramatic irony is also there. So that's there. Now here I would like to give you some kind of homework. I would like to give you is there, that you go at to page number 101. So at page number 101 in your book, you have read the extracts given below and answer the questions that follow. So you have two small paragraphs here, two and a half lines, and there are certain questions. For example, what is the high? It is written here outside in the high. What is the high? So it's the name of a street. It's the name of a road here in England. So in that the high, it's the name of the street. Similarly, you answer other questions, and then you go to page number 107. At page number 107, under study skills, writing a summary. Write a summary of the story in a short paragraph of about 100 words. So a paragraph, is a piece of writing which composes of several sentences dealing with one theme, one idea, one thought. So after reading the story, first you read the story once or twice, maybe thrice also. Then write the story briefly in just 100 words. This you can do. You go on writing, then you edit it, and then finally you will come up with the paragraph. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Stay blessed. God bless you.